What's going on, everybody? I'm here to talk to you today about ASTER. A lot of you have been asking me questions about what it is. Why is everybody in DeFi buzzing about it right now? So I'm going to break this down for you. This is the token that runs the ASTER DEX. Also, ASTER is working on its own L1 blockchain. So there's a lot to unpack here. So my name's Believes Crypto. If you don't know me by now, by the end of this video, hopefully you're going to know exactly what ASTER is, why it's surging, and who they're teaming up with to shake up this space. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. Let's drop in for a deep dive and let's see what happens. All right, so first up, what is ASTER Crypto? ASTER is the token behind ASTER DEX. This is a decentralized exchange, a next-gen DeFi exchange. It's all about perpetual futures and spot trading. So think of it as a one-stop shop, just like a centralized exchange for on-chain trading, except it's designed for everybody's, from total noobs to pros, okay? And there's multiple different layers to that, which we'll get into. It was launched as a multi-chain monster, okay? It lets you trade cryptos, it lets you tokenize, it lets you trade tokenized US stocks, whatever there is that can be tokenized, you can trade on ASTER without the nightmare of bridging your assets between chains. You don't have to wait around. It's just a seamless, high-speed action network, and it's kind of like BNB. It's kind of like Ethereum, Solana, and Arbitrum. It's just robust, fast, and you're in control of everything here. What sets it apart is the capital efficiency and the ironclad privacy and the tools that make centralized exchanges sweat, okay? It's MEV resistant, so the people like, you remember Jared from Subway, the ETH bot that's been stealing your liquidity? No more getting sandwiched by bots or front run by sneaky traders. Fair play all the way on ASTER. And get this, as of September 30th, it's rocketed 2,800% in the last week, hitting a market cap of about 2.71 billion. So the whales are probably getting a little bit involved here. I'm just kidding. They're getting a lot involved here, and the hype is very, very real. Now, let's talk about some of the features that ASTER has so that you know it's not just hype, it's built for real trading. There's two modes to match your vibe. Simple mode, this is what we have right here. This is one-click trading. And there's also a pro mode, and there's hidden orders that keep all of this stuff going under wraps. No one sees your size or direction, so people don't know, people can't find you, so you can't be attacked. You can't, in these modes, you can't be attacked by people, okay? Grid trading for automated wins in sideways markets. Here's the game changer, okay? 24/7 stock perpetual futures, okay? Trade Apple, trade Tesla. Look at this right here. I can currently trade Tesla with a USDT pairing. I'm ready to go. You want to trade Apple? It's right here. You can trade everything here. So there's one more thing that's really important here, and they're called multiple asset margins, which means you can collateralize with stuff like liquid stake BNB or yield bearing stables. You can earn passive income while you're leveraged up. Liquidities are pooled deep across all of these markets. Fees are dirt cheap. They're like 0.02 or 0.05%. And then we got over 25 symbols that are live, including Bitcoin, all the heavy hitters, okay? On-chain transparency meets position privacy is what they like to say. Verifiable, but anonymous. The total value locked is still building. It's sitting right now with open interest about $64 million. That's going to continue to climb. Now, let's talk about some of the other issues here, okay? Powering all of this is the ASTER token. Utility and governance is how it works, okay? Total supply is 8 billion. The circulating is about 1.65 billion. So 20.72% is out there. It's hovering around $1.63 as we currently talk, down a bit from the $2.42 all-time high. A lot of people were telling you it was going to $10. I will talk to you about price action in just a moment and kind of give you an idea of what's going on, but the volume is nuts, about $1.3 billion in volume in 24 hours. So there's a lot happening here, and the fully diluted valuation of the project, $13 billion. So now, governance votes on upgrades and fees are done via a DAO. So there's massive rewards. 53.5% of the total supply is for community airdrops through referrals and usage points. So you get fee discounts, you get revenue sharing, you get buybacks, you get staking via ASTER Earn. It's migrated from APX at 1-to-1. It's listed on Binance Futures. It's on MEXC. It's on BingX. Liquidity is starting to flow. There's 134,000 people holding the ASTER token right now. So let's talk about a few things that we have to address that were, let's start with affiliates. So first of all, the big partner here is YZI Labs. Now, that was formerly Binance Lab. It's got funding, it's got strategy from a bunch of former Binance pros. It's not a full Binance thing, but the ecosystem pull is going to be very, very large, okay? Cefu does custody on yields. BNB is the home base. SafePal and Trust Wallet have already integrated. Pendle allows for yield tokenization over here. Kernel for cross-chain smart contracts. Venus lending. You've got yield nest optimization and pancake swaps, okay? They're woven into the fabric of this protocol. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? We have to recognize here, YZI Labs, formerly Binance Labs, is not Binance, okay? CZ Binance has now had to issue a public statement saying that he has no affiliation with ASTER. That's right. Most of you were watching people who were directly lying to you about CZ Binance and ASTER, okay? He has no direct affiliation. However, he likes the protocol and has spoken that it is a great protocol. He likes it, okay? That does not mean that he's involved with it. Now, that has caused speculation was that it was just going to run up to $10. Now, first of all, that's not going to happen. They're going to be giving away a lot of money very, very soon. Remember what we just talked about. Up there at the top is an airdrop. So you're going to get free tokens from this ecosystem. And by the way, there'll be coins at some point, but you're going to get free money from this ASTER ecosystem simply by trading on it, which is brilliant. Like, that's exactly what you want. That's perfect. However, again, don't forget, as with any of these situations, that comes with an enormous amount of risk. So now, without further ado, let's look at the chart. Let me tell you what's going to happen here. All right, so the end result is, I have no idea what's going to happen here. I want to stress that for you right now. But if you're looking for an entry position, let's use Fibonacci and let's see what it looks like. Now, before you make an investment into this, I would encourage you, in fact, I would implore you, know when the unlocks are happening. It's my understanding that there's going to be some unlocks happening or airdrops happening around October 17. So there are going to be a lot of people in the next 17 days that are going to be dumping on this chart. That does not mean that it's not going to pump, but you should know that because there's so few tokens, 20.72% in circulation, when more tokens start to enter circulation, that is going to dilute the value, okay? Now, here's what I want to point out. The reason I'm bringing this up is Solana hit a market cap all-time high over here back in February or January of this year at $295. There are so many more Solana now in circulation that Solana hit a new all-time high market cap over here just a few short days ago, and that was only $253.61. So what I'm saying is, when you have a diluted supply, the dollar amount is not going to necessarily go up for your single token or coin, all right? If suddenly you have twice the supply, the value of your token is going to be halved. So if you have 20% of your supply in circulation on ASTER right now, and you have double that in circulation, then this $1.67 right here is suddenly 84 cents. And I hope that you understand that before you make an entry here. And remember, there is going to be an airdrop. There are going to be more tokens that are distributed amongst people in 17 or so days. So be very, very careful. Now, to close this out, ASTER is very fast. It's very nimble. It allows you to trade perpetual futures on a decentralized exchange. That is a game changer. You guys know that those are the kind of things that I think are very, very important. So ASTER has done everything right so far. Also, when you look at it from a Fibonacci position right now, it came down to the 786 at about $1.52 just a little while ago, and then got bought up very, very strongly. Now, I've always told you that once it does that move to the 786, it's probably going to go back up to either the 0.382 or the 0.236. That gain on the 382 is 31%, an easy 31% in money. And if it goes all the way up, it's going to be 42%. So there is some significant potential gains. Now, the question is one of breakout, okay? If we were at a $13 billion market cap right now, it would be 6 times higher, which means that it would have gone to $10, okay? That's the part that you need to know. It would have gone to $10 if these were the only tokens. But there's so many tokens, 8 billion in circulation or eventually to be in circulation with only 20% here. It is my estimation that you are not going to make a ton of money off of it because it's already here. Doesn't mean that you can't make some serious plays, doesn't mean that you can't make some serious profit, but it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be more difficult right now because, again, you are on the verge of a bunch of tokens entering this ecosystem. Here's what I would say. If I am a gambling man, and of course if we're in crypto, we kind of are, I would take my Fibonacci, I would look at this in the long term, and I would take the bottom to the top right here, and then I would look at it and say that my most likely entry position for ASTER right now is going to be 90 cents, 89 cents. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, that's in half, please. Are you out of your mind? The answer to that is yes, I am quite out of my mind. But here's the thing. The 786 down here at 90 cents, that should be for you the only attractive entry position in my opinion, okay? And the reason for that is because I think it has to break down here because so many new tokens are going to enter the ecosystem, and then maybe it bounces back up to $1.68. Maybe it goes back up here into this $2 range. If it does that, there is a significant amount of gain that you are going to get from that move. But again, if you decide like right now is your entry position, you have a limited upside on that Fibonacci because that Fibonacci in the short term is from here to here. That range right there already came down to the 786, by the way. So on the shorter time frames, what I'm telling you is going to happen on the longer time frames is already happening on the shorter time frames. The most likely scenario for this and every crypto like it is going to be this move right here. And I'm just going to draw it on the chart so that you see it. It's going to run, it's going to catch its high, it's going to come back down, it's going to retest the 236, which is going to be about $2. Then it's going to reject, and it might have some upward momentum. It might look like upward momentum. You're getting trapped in right now. This is called a bull trap. Then you're going to come back up here for another test, but what you're going to have here is this line right here. And then you're going to reject, and you're going to come down about to the midway point, which is going to be this area right here. Then you're going to go sideways. You're going to have another test. It's going to come up here, and then it's going to start to come down here. So then when you come into this range at 80 to 90 cents, there is the potential for some sideways action before it starts to really break out. But don't forget, this is about profit. This is about people making money. So there is some opportunity here, but it is limited despite what you might be hearing in this market. Now, these are my disclaimers. I am not affiliated with ASTER. I have not traded on ASTER. I educated myself on what ASTER is, but as some of you know, I've already bought the cryptos that I'm going to buy for this bull market. I'm already stacked. I'm already ready. I'm not an everyday trader, except I am doing futures on Margex every day that you can watch and you can see. And that's what I'm doing. So I don't have any reason right now to mess with ASTER DEX, but I do think that it's a brilliant project. It is exactly what I've wanted and needed in this ecosystem. A DEX that does perpetuals is a game changer. So ASTER by itself is a game changer, but the other question is one of value, and I don't think that it has the value proposition right now that you deserve. Okay, it's already made its money. If you got in and you got your 28x on it, get your money out right now, because it's not going to go to the moon. If you've made some good money on it, take at least your initial investment out, maybe even take a 2x for your profit so that you've made some money off of it. Let it run, let it see what happens. But if it were me, I would be cashing out right now and buying the dip, knowing full well that I might get another pump getting ready to happen. There might be another pump getting ready to happen, but it's not going over the all-time high in my estimation. It's going to go back up to $2. It's going to reject at $2, and then it's going to start that cascade back down where it finds a support level, and then that support level is where it's going to build for that next big run. And that next big run might take it to $10. It might take it all the way up there, but it won't happen today or tomorrow. Right now, it's on the downside. It is cooked. It is time. People are going to be exiting this. A lot of people are going to be exiting this. Remember, we are still PvP. We are still scalping one another. We are still swing trading and trying to take other people's money. Remember, the only way that you make money is if somebody else loses money. That's the game. That's the market. ASTER, great project, but temper your expectations. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.